Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican Queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is How I See It Live. Good morning to everyone that is catching this live stream right now. But if you're a part of the replay gang, as always, thank you guys for the support and for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. Please remember that you can like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It. And once again, I can say, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. All right, what I'm about to say should not surprise any of you. Well, two things that I'm about to say should not surprise any of you. The first thing is Laberrick Williams, that's Destiny Payton's ex-husband, was arrested and charged for DV in the third. Okay? The second thing that should not surprise any of you is that I've always maintained that even though I don't see it for Destiny, I am not going to speak on what she claims is her experience in that marriage. And I want to implore a lot of us as content creators who are firm Melody supporters to not be caught up in the dislike for Destiny that we find ourselves, or not we, but y'all find yourselves in the same frame of mind and in the same position emotionally and mentally as some of those CCs over there on the other side who, because of their dislike for Melody, when Martell was arrested, they minimized his charge, they minimized his actions, and they also invalidated Melody and her reasons for filing a police report. Now, I don't know. Hi, Nanny of the Maroons. Good morning. Nanny of the Maroons, you saw that Marcus Garvey was pardoned? Anyways, let's not fall into that trap, y'all. I wish that, oh, I was about to say that I don't know if Destiny was the complainant, if Destiny is the victim. We don't know. The mugshot didn't give any of that information regarding his arrest. It just said he was arrested. Um, it said what the charges were or are. It tells us his bond type. And it also tells us the statute under which he was arrested. Now, y'all, I went and y'all know that one thing Miss Y is going to do is research. And I went and I did some research about the specific statute that he was arrested under. And if y'all can look and see that section 4, that part in brackets, section 4, it says 13A 6 132 brackets 4. That section specifically speaks to grape. Now, if y'all been on YouTube long enough, then y'all know what grape is code for. Okay? I'm not going to say anything more. I'm not going to say anything more on that. Go do y'all's own research. Type the statute into ChatGPT, type it into Google, type it into Meta AI, type it into Bing, type it into Safari, type this particular statute, and make sure that when you type it in, you when you enter it into Google, whatever system you're entering it into, make sure that you put, what does the Alabama statute 13A-6-132 underscore brackets 4, what does this statute specifically speak to? And it's going to tell you what it specifically speaks to. I did additional research, but until it also covers that. But what I want y'all to specifically um understand, Cheryl, is the sec is the section 4 is the section 4 of it. A lot of people are saying he was arrested for the same thing Martel was arrested for. He was not. Go back and look at Martel's arrest record. Uh, I wish that I had created a graphics for it. But it's not the same. He's not arrested for the same thing. If you look at Martel's arrest record, it doesn't have that section 4 on it. It does not have that part on it. And so I was like, first I was like, "Oh, wait, he got arrested for the same thing as Martel." But then when I went and I did my own digging and I went back to Martel's mugshot, it's not the same statute. The charge description is the same, but the statute under which both of these men are arrested or were arrested is not the same. And the four that you're looking at, is what makes it different. Now I'm not 100% sure. Do not quote me. I'm just saying go do y'all's own reading, but I will stand firm on this, that I don't know if it's destiny. Just like when Hotel was arrested, nobody was sure if it was Ariane or if it was Melody. In the same way, at this point in time, we don't know who the victim is. No one knows. We just know that he was arrested. But even if it's destiny, y'all, I'm going to challenge you all. I'm going to challenge all my content creator mutuals who, y'all don't see it for destiny. I get it. But I'm going to challenge y'all to not be of the same thought process as all those other content creators who don't like Melody, who decided that her filing a report against Martel was wrong, who felt like Martel was innocent, who wanted to cape for Martel. I'm always of the opinion that when it comes to DV situations, I'm going to firmly be on the side of the woman until I have concrete evidence that will make me say, mm, it's not adding up. Just like with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, a lot of people were on Amber's side for months and months and months. And if he did not sue her, then the truth about her behavior in their relationship and the truth that she was actually the violent one in the relationship, that would never have been exposed. So I was on the side of let's believe her until all the evidence was exposed that she was absolutely lying on that man. And that at some points they were both toxic in the relationship, yes, but for the most part, she was the violent one. So I don't know what's going on 100% with this arrest. Again, I don't know if it's destiny. I don't care if it's destiny. I don't care if it's a new woman. I don't care who. The fact that we are dealing with a DV arrest, if you don't like destiny, don't speak on it in terms of, oh, she's lying on that man, and you know, don't, let's not do any of that. It's okay to be, quiet. It's okay to reserve some opinions until more information is made available. It's okay. It's okay to say, if Destiny is the victim, I don't see it for Destiny because of things that she's done on on a TV show and on social media to somebody that I am a fan of. But when it comes to this, as a woman, I'm going to say I hope mentally and emotionally she's okay. Because that's what we wanted from other CCs when Martel was arrested. We wanted other content creators on the other side of the fence to be able to separate the TV show from real life. Am I lying? I'm gonna read y'all comments in a second. I just wanna get all my thoughts out. But am I lying, y'all? When Martel was arrested and all those content creators over on the other side made Melody the villain and they had no smoke for Martel whatsoever, did many of us not say at some point, you have to be able to stand up for what is right? And yes, you can have your feelings surrounding a TV show, but when you see a man was arrested for DV and there is proof of his behavior and he's admitting that he did the mess, then it's okay to say, I don't like Melody, but I don't see it for Martel either because he's arrested for DV. That's what we wanted from the other side, and they couldn't do it. Doesn't mean that we can't do it. We really don't know these people in real life. And as I said, we don't know if Destiny is even the victim here. And and for that reason, we probably should not share comments on what we think of her regarding this situation because we don't even know that she's the victim. Right now, some of y'all could be out here caping for Laberrick, and it's a whole other woman that went and pressed charges against him. And then what are you gonna say if that becomes the truth? What are you gonna say? You're out here caping for him, and you don't even know the details. You don't know the details, and you're caping for him, only to find out that Destiny's not even the victim. Then what are you gonna do? Now that her experience that she's been kind of speaking on is validated through somebody else's experience. What are you going to say? You're already out here doing videos caping for this man who's just arrested. Like them other people on the other side were out there caping for Martel when he was arrested. Oh, it's a phone charge. Melody's being vindictive. Wasn't that some of the things that they were saying? Let's not fall into that same trap. You don't like Destiny? It's okay. Then don't speak on this. Leave it alone. In terms of your commentary about her when it comes to this situation. And because we don't know that she's the victim, we probably shouldn't be out here caping for a man that was just arrested for DV. If y'all have listened to my videos for a few months now, you always have heard me say, I don't see for Destiny. But when it comes to her telling her story about what she's experienced in her marriage, I'm not going to share an opinion either way because I want to be on the right side of history if it's ever proven that this man actually did the things that she's accusing him of. I've said that over and over and over again, and I stand firm on that. And if Destiny is indeed the victim, I hope to see people give her the type of grace that Melody wasn't given. She didn't give Melody any grace either, because we remember that Dustin Ross interview where she sat there and she said to Dustin, um, you know, Melody and her ex are in cahoots to get her and Martell arrested. I remember that. She gave Melody no grace. Her fans gave Melody no grace. The content creators over there on the other side gave Melody no grace. They didn't care, but that doesn't mean that we have to play that same game. As my grandmother would have said, if you don't have nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all. And so I'm going to challenge all of my content creator mutuals. If y'all ain't have anything that sounds like concern, that sounds like grace, that sounds like care, when it comes to attaching Destiny to this entire arrest situation, then don't say anything at all. It's a challenge. I'm hopeful that we on this side of the fence can do much better than those over on the other side, the mellow hater side, did when Martell was arrested. That's all I'm saying. Let me read y'all's comments. Cheryl says, rumor has it it's a new lady. See, that's what I'm saying. Rumors are out there that it's somebody else. We don't know. So I'm not caping for this man. And if my research is actually accurate and this charge has to do with way more than just harassment, because also note that his charge doesn't say harassing communication. That's not what his charge said. It says DV third harassment. So I said his charge is very different based on my reading. It's very different from Martell's. So we're still waiting for further details. I'm sure as the day progresses, more information is going to be released. I'm positive. Hi, Reen Bass. Good morning. Oh, you said you saw it. Okay. Big Queen says, see, I don't know. And also Big Queen, that's what people over on the other side were saying about Melody, that she was using it for a storyline. Destiny went on Dr. Heavenly's show, and when Dr. Heavenly said, oh, Melody pressed charges so that she wouldn't have to film with Martell, Destiny made a comment like, now, wouldn't that be smart? Like, so people were saying what you just posted in the comment, Big Queen, is some of the things that people on the other side was saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like, let's not do that. Let's wait for more information. Let's see what this is about, who it's actually about, before we start, passing judgment. Because also, this might have nothing at all to do with Destiny. It's her ex-husband, but his arrest might have nothing at all to do with her. But what his arrest will prove, though, is that things that she's been alluding to that she's experienced in the marriage was, in fact, the truth. I'm just saying. It said, you said, oh, very interested. We don't know who the victim in LB's case is. With Martell, it was different because everyone knew that Mel was the only one he was harassing and stalking. Yeah. Yeah. People were speculating, but then by the next day, it was pretty clear that Mel was the victim in the situation. It was pretty clear by the next day. Said, I agree to a point, but they are filming why now. Again, Cheryl, people said the same thing when Martel was arrested. That how convenient that as soon as the show started filming, he, he went down to the police station and was arrested. Did he do that for a storyline? Because Mel said that she went and she filed a report several months prior. And they asked her if she wanted them to go and pick him up. If, she knew where he was staying, did she want them to go pick him up? And she said, no, everything in God's timing. Martell, in my opinion, with all the connects that he has in um in the police force, and I say that because he not a corrections officer at one point in time. So if you are a corrections officer, then you do still maintain a certain level of connections with people who are in law enforcement. That's what I believe. That is my opinion, and I'm going to stand on that. So nobody's going to tell me that he was not fully aware the second Melody went and filed those charges. He was not fully aware that there was a warrant out for his arrest. You're not going to convince me of that. Hi, Auntie CC, how are you? Every victim deserves justice, but it would be even more disappointing if Destiny is a true victim of DV and behaving the way she is by support. Exactly. Exactly, Nanny. And this is why I continue to say I don't see it for her. Because you can't go through all the things that you have gone through and you still maintain the level of closeness that you do with Martel. He should trigger the hell out of her. How he speaks, how he behaves, the fact that he's filing all these ridiculous claims in court against the mother of his children, the fact that he admitted to the harassing communication, the fact that he's still out here stalking Melody and texting her the evidence of his stalking. That should trigger to F out of Destiny. So yeah, the question is definitely how how do you go through or claim that you have gone through so much in your previous marriage, but you're out here caping for Martel, sitting on your messy mental health Mondays crying for Martel because he's just this good guy. He's just this angel. He's the angel in your life, but he's the devil in somebody else's life. And you don't even want to speak on that as an advocate against DV. That is why I don't see it for her. But I can still separate those feelings from my feelings of, if she did indeed go through everything that she's gone through, if this arrest means that she went and pressed charges against him, then I can still say, I wish her well. And I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves. Just like she was supposed to be sitting as a DV advocate saying, I wish Melody well. And no woman should go through the things that Melody has gone through. And I hope that Melody gets the justice that she deserves. That's what a true advocate would do. A true advocate would distance themselves from a person that is a martel. Point blank, period. Yeah, Cheryl, it will definitely come out. It will definitely come out. I think at this point in time, Laberrick is now has his back now against the wall where it can't he's gonna have to, I think now he's gonna have to come out and say something. He's been pretty quiet for a long time with all the things that's being put out there about him. I think with this arrest, he's going to have to come out and say something. And I mean, what else is he going to say? I am innocent and I'm going to defend myself to the full extent of the law. Maybe that's all he can say. Maybe that's all he can say. But as you said, Miss Cheryl, the truth is going to come out one way or the other. So I'm saying, if she's not the victim, and then I've seen some content creators already defending Laberrick without knowing any real details. If Destiny is not the victim, then what? That's the real question. If she isn't the victim, then what? Are y'all going to retract y'all support, withdraw your support of him? Or are y'all going to stand firm in, oh, this is just somebody trying to take him down or whatnot? Like, let's be for real. I'm sure Messy Mental Health Mondays today, if they are live tonight, is going to probably be the most viewed Messy Mental Health Mondays that we're ever going to watch or we're ever going to see. I'm not going to be over there live. Although I don't think it matters if I watch it live or I watch the replay. She going to get the view in either way. But as a content creator, yeah, I'm going to be over there to see if she's going to speak on this, to see if she's going to say, just like Melody had to eventually come out and say, yeah, well, Melody had to speak on it because it was the podcast event. So at the podcast event, a few weeks after Martell was arrested, Melody came out and she spoke and she said, yeah, I had to do what I had to do because this man was doing some unhinged things to me. So let's see if Destiny is going to speak on this on her Messy Mental Health Mondays. And if y'all don't want to go over there and give her the view, that's fine. Don't go over there because I will have my white caught alive. I have my white caught alive episode where y'all can get all the information. Good morning, Miss Blade. Um, Miss Cece says Alabama. Oh wait, ooh, I lost it. Alabama code 13A-6 defines third degree DV. A person commits third degree DV if they commit menacing against a victim whose current form is for a parent, family, or family member. Yep, it says that, and it says something else too. Hey, Tawana. Said it's cold. I hear that y'all about to get some more snow, girl. I wish that I could be there to experience the snow. But then on the other side, I'm like, when I was there for Mimosa, I'm not Mimosas, for Winter Wonderland, it wasn't even snowing and I was freezing, okay? Freezing. On the Sunday before I got on my flight to get home, um me and Inez Martin, we went for a walk to a restaurant. It was like a couple of blocks away from the hotel that we were staying, and it was raining a little bit. Oh my god. My nose felt like it was frozen. So I can just imagine how it feels right now. I can just imagine. If we're going to wait for information, then let's wait for information. That's just what I'm saying. Yeah. But as a content creator, I gotta bring y'all the news that this man was arrested for DV in the third. I'm just saying that I'm not going to, you know, be out here defending him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna be out here defending him. I don't care who the victim is. I'm not going to be out here defending him until there's more information. And if the more information, just like I said with Johnny Depp, when more information came out regarding the Johnny Depp situation, then I could firmly stand on Amber, you're a liar. But before that, I was like, dang, Johnny, that's the type of time I was on. I was on dang Johnny time until more information was provided. And it's gonna be the same for Mr. Laberrick Williams. Dang, Laberrick. That's sad. Good morning, Shawnee, the one and only. And Miss Blade, she could absolutely be doing all of that, which is why we said that um for her to claim to be a DV advocate, she's moving a little janky out here. But I'm still not gonna be out here supporting Laberrick. I'm just not. A lot of women are vindictive and will do anything to make a man look bad, in my opinion. And we don't know if it's true. And did he have bond? It looks like it. Or it looks like he made bond. Well, I have no idea. I'm gonna as soon as the sun comes out, I'm gonna text my friend and ask him questions because I need more information. And I feel you on that. And I feel you on that. But I'm still gonna hope she's well. If she's the victim, I hope she get the justice that she deserves. Wait, did I miss Tawana's thing? Oh, okay. Tawana says, I believe this charge was already in the works months ago. Destiny's retaliation from her charges being dropped. And that could be possible too. That could be possible too. We just don't know. This could be charges related to somebody totally different. The reason why Melody's name was brought up is because Martell was arrested on similar charges. And for context, sorry y'all, I'm coughing in between. So let me start over. Melody's name was brought up because Martell was arrested for on similar charges. And for context, a lot of people who don't like Melody wanted to minimize Martell's charges. They wanted to invalidate Melody's experience, even though Martell admitted on two occasions before he was arrested, he admitted to doing what he was arrested for. But people still wanted Melody to be the villain. And I'm here challenging some of my content creator mutuals to not fall in the same trap that the Melody haters fell in, where they hate Melody so much that they couldn't give her any grace, they couldn't wish her well, and they couldn't say, Martell, you're wrong. That is why Melody's name was brought up. Context. Context matters, okay? Context matters. And that's the sad thing, Nanny of the Maroon truly, is that when women like a Destiny don't speak up when another woman is going through stuff, it is hard. It Because right now I feel like I'm speaking out both sides of my mouth, and I don't like that. Y'all know, if you've been listening to my content, like, I stand on what I feel, what I believe in, and I'm usually solid in my feelings, you know? But when it comes to these types of situations, it's hard because I honestly can't sit here and say, oh, because I don't see it for her, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because that's not true advocacy. It's not true advocacy. If I sat here and say, I only care about the people I like, I can only stand up for the women that I like, then that would be wrong. But it's hard because even though I'm saying if she's the victim, or if everything that she said about her experience in her marriage is actually true, then I want her to get her justice. In the next breath, I have to be like, but she didn't even give Melody that kind of grace, that she didn't share those kinds of sentiments when it came to Melody. You see what I'm saying? It's hard, but if you are really an advocate for women, you're gonna have to sound like a flip flopper, I guess. Oh, maybe it's updated. When I went and got this screenshot, it said 6 hours. That it was like 6 hours ago that they had posted this to that particular website. So maybe it was, yeah. So maybe it's closed now. Perhaps. Perhaps. Yeah. So that's it, y'all. Those are my thoughts. Laberrick is arrested for deviant the third harassment. We don't know who the victim is at this point in time. It's speculation that it could be Destiny. Some people are saying that it's somebody totally different. But as the day progresses, I'm sure many of my content creator mutuals are going to have more information. And when more information is provided, I may or may not come back to speak on this. Um, I am, however, going to be doing a live regarding Dr. Jackie Walters and some of her Married to Medicine cast members. Um, so stay tuned for that, because I went down the rabbit hole to prove a point about Jackie. And as y'all know, I come with receipts and invoices, in the words of Mariah Hook. And I can't wait for y'all to hear. Let me take this thing off the screen. I can't wait for y'all to hear um and see some of the things that I found out when it comes to Jackie and that whole Met Gala situations. While I have y'all here, let me quickly talk about Trish and her calling Melody messy. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this in the one live and then change my title. Um, Thank you, Shawnee. Yes, I'm a true advocate of calling anybody out on BS, whether it's a man, woman. I tell my daughters this all the time. Don't uphold your friends or anyone else when they are wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that too. I believe that 100%. And the thing is, you can be you can be on the other side tomorrow. You can be out here clowning today, and tomorrow you're the victim. Which is why, in all aspects, we always have to be mindful of what we say. But about Trish, I thought it was absolutely funny, ridiculous even, how she wanted to paint Melody as messy. And to Melody's point, if Mel is messy, then every other woman on that cast is also messy. In St. Thomas, when Letitia and Stormy and Destiny threw Trish under the bus, bringing up her entanglement with Martell at the table, with Melody sitting right there, that was messy. That was messy. Was it not, y'all? Was that not messy? Trish talking to Kimmy about how she wanted to punch Melody in her face, and Kimmy not saying, "Girl, don't say that. You know you ain't gonna punch nobody in the face." But then running it back to tell Melody, and then in Nell Fletcher's bachelorette party, asking Trish in the moment, "Hey, did you talk to Melody?" That's messy. So if Mel's saying y'all love each other is what makes her messy, then as Melody said, every single person in the room is messy boots too. Nell Fletcher at the open house, listening to Trish saying, "Oh, it was Fletcher who introduced me to Martell," and then walking outside and talking about, Fletch, get your butt in here because Trish then said you introduced her to Martell. That was messy, doing that in front of everybody, was it not? So Trish, in that moment, as a lot of people have said, you were given bandwagoners. You even said in the confessional that you gave yourself a pep talk to be ready for when Melody came for you. Why were you even of the opinion that Melody was going to come for you? Who was hyping you up? Who was in your ear? Who was telling you, "Girl, Melody gonna come for you, so get ready to pop off"? Why can't you have a mind of your own? It's given you came in wanting to fight Stormy's battles and you wanted to fight Destiny's battles too. And it's not a good look because really and truly, you don't know Melody for real, for real. In the same way you didn't know Sunny. The only opinion that you have of Melody is the one based on things that Destiny has said to you and what Stormy has said to you, and things that you obviously has you've watched on the show. But you don't know that lady for real. You could have told her at the table, "Mel, I don't find it funny. I don't love this man." You could have told her at the table since you're so about it. So please don't say that again. That's my boundary. We know Melody's big on boundaries. Melody would have stopped. You saw Mel at her Mimosas with Melody event, and you obviously had all this energy piled up towards her. You could have taken her to the side at her event and said, I'm happy that you invited me, but I just want to let you know that I didn't take kindly to some of the things that you said at the kids' party. It really made me feel away. And I just want to let you know that you crossed a line with me. Please don't say things like I'm still in love with my ex, because I'm not. I'm not trying to trigger him. He's triggering me. If you're actually grown person, then that's the type of conversation that you have with another grown woman. You don't wait until you have a whole audience. Now you want to get buck because she's calling you out because of messy ass Kimmy, who's going around from person to person being a bone carrier. So as Melody said, if she is messy, then every other woman on that cast is messy, because she ain't messy more than anybody else that was sitting in that venue for Nell Fletcher's bachelorette party. And I really had to say that because I'm like, girl, your own friends threw you under the bus in St. Thomas, hung you out to dry, called you a whole liar to your face in front of a whole group of people, including the woman whose ex-husband you were potentially messing around with during a period where they could have still very much been married. Because if we go off of what Marquez said in his interview with Millie Chan, you were on the phone telling your friends, Trish, that the kids were there on the other side of the house while you was trying to get some D. That's what Marquez said you were telling your friends. And that you didn't just go over to that house once or twice. And your friends called you a whole liar to your face in front of this lady whose ex-husband you were messing around with, and you're literally playing in her face, being on her trip. She's trying to get to know you, and you're sitting on information that, listen, it's the principle for me. The second Melody invited you on the trip and you saw that Melody was trying to be cordial, was trying to get to know you outside of the relationships that you had with anybody else on that show, you should have taken Melody to the side and said, hey, in the spirit of being transparent, I want to let you know that I think around the time that you and Martell were separated, I went by his house. He had hit me up in my DMs. We were flirting a little bit. I went by his home under the guise that I was going to train him. We didn't train, but nothing happened. And I just felt like I needed to say that to you so you can decide for yourself if I'm still somebody that you want to get to know, whether as an acquaintance, associate, or whatever. But no, y'all all wanted to play in Melody's face. Everybody messy. Because all those women who knew before St. Thomas that you had messed around with Martell and was smiling up in Melody's face, they could have said something to Melody before St. Thomas. Instead, they chose to wait so that they could throw you under the bus in trying to create a messy moment for TV. So how is Melody more messy than anybody else because she said one thing to you? She said one thing to you, and that's what made her messy? Mm-mm-mm. Um, I can't. Somebody's mama. I feel you. I want to know too. I want to know too. Trish thinks she has muscles and she can beat everybody. Yeah, okay. She can get dog walk like anybody else. Mel is not, and I don't think Melody is a fighter like that either. But I think Trish is. I mean, even Trish's children were telling her, "Girl, you need to calm down." Even her kids were telling her that. So it's like, to me, somebody got her hyped up. Maybe Messy Kimmy. Because remember, in the scene with Kimmy, Melody told her that Trish is not invited to any more group events. Melody told Kimmy straight up, I don't like her. So maybe Kimmy was in Trish's ears telling her, Melody says she don't like you, girl. Melody says you ain't invited to any more group events. And that's what had Trish hyped up going into the scene. Maybe producers, told her that. So she was already on one. Melody could have been as and Melody asked her calmly, and Trish was still on 10. She's still on 10. According to Trisha's husband Marquez, and allegedly Trisha, still married, was intimate with Martha at his home. Yes, that's what I just said, Ross Thomas. I was there. I saw that interview. I was like, wait, what? She was in that home with the children trying to get D down? How nasty. That's not even your man for real, for real. And you married. Ugh, girl, tacky. And I see your point, Mary. I see your point. Point taken. I understand. I understand your opinion. I get it. Truly, I do. All right, y'all. So I'm about to hop off. It's a holiday. I don't got to go to school today. So I'm about to, end this live. Thank y'all for being here with me. I know Glam Rocks goes live soon. Maybe Tea Talk with your girl too. I'm not sure. I know this is like Tea Talks with your girl's time, but I know Glam Rocks also goes live soon. Chef Don Don too goes live later. I know keeping up with Courtney also goes live like around 10:30. So there is Braylon Lee. He's gonna be live throughout the day. So there's a lot of content creators that I'm sure are gonna be covering this topic, who will probably have more information than I do. So, I will see y'all in these YouTube streets, but please remember to like this video if you haven't done so yet. Share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Until my next video. Oh, and I think Courtney and I were gonna be reviewing we're going to be reviewing Young Famous African. Okay. I think it's gonna be today because I told her that in her chat yesterday that I could do today. So stay tuned for that. I think we're gonna do it today. All right. So if you watch that show, or even if you don't, we gonna be live on Courtney's channel perhaps today. Don't quote me. Perhaps today, reviewing Young Famous African, because that's my show. Team Annie, Team Swanky, Team Lewis, Team Kifiwe. Okay? Those are my peoples. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Walk good. Bye.